Welcome to another quick tutorial on the Biomimicry Map. This will be one of the last tutorials before a big update, and another good opportunity to explore the basic map, and we'll focus on saving and collecting information in this tutorial. So you can see here we have recent explorations and saved explorations. We can get to any of our recent or saved explorations just by clicking here, and then clicking on the name of that exploration, or the name of that search. And you can see that this one has been saved. The heart down here is blue. Let's go up and just start a new search by clicking this plus button up here. You can also start a new one by clicking the title and saying start a new basic map search, but we'll just click up here. And let's say we're working on a project where the focus is to generate designs. We want to use some algorithms to generate optimized designs. And we want to look to nature to find different algorithms that nature uses to optimize design. So let's say something like form optimization. So we have form optimized structures. Let's also say optimize functionality. Analyze form, maybe that'll come in handy. And optimize structural design. These are all pretty similar. Maybe they'll get grouped. We'll see what we get. The scales down here don't really matter because we're looking for algorithms in nature. And you don't always have to set the scales if you don't want to. I'm just going to click perform search. So we've got a lot of adaptations here to look through. Let's just focus on the top one here. Adaptive structural optimization. We can go to any one of these directly from the canvas. We can see combine, resorption, and deposition. So what's that all about? Let's click on it to find out. Combined resorption and deposition. This is an adaptation in nature that is addressing the function adapt to environmental stimuli by tilapia. So this has to do with bones adapting to changing forces over time, where bone material is removed from areas that don't need it and added to areas that are experiencing more stress. So maybe we like this basic principle and we want to look for more adaptations in nature that have design principles similar to this. But first, we also want to just add this to a project. We can go add to projects, and we can add it to any or several of these projects that we've already created, or we can just go ahead and create a new project. So I'll create a new project for this tutorial and we'll call it Optimize Form. Create and add. So now we have a new project and this specific adaptation is in it. Let's look for some similar adaptations. So this is the input adaptation, and these are some similar ones. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see we have a very similar one having to do with bone here and a cytoskeleton rearrangement. Maybe we want to look a little deeper into this one, so we'll click these three dots over here and say explore this example. So even though this is looking at optimizing form at a cellular level, it is looking at bringing in environmental information and dynamically changing shape in response to that information. And so maybe we do want to save this because we're looking for an algorithm anyways. Maybe this is valuable information. We'll say add to projects. And we'll add it to our new project. And let's go back to the page we were just on. And let's also look for, this one looks interesting. Another one having to do with bones. So this could also have valuable information for the algorithm that we're creating. So we'll add this one to our project too. Then let's go back to the table of contents and let's look at the patterns that all have to do with optimizing form. Let's say adaptive material distribution, because this kind of has to do with the two adaptations that the three adaptations that we've already saved. So maybe this pattern overview will have some valuable insights. We'll add this to our project too. So this one is looking at both bones and trees. minimizing material, optimizing material placement. And so let's save this one too. You can just, we don't have to explore it. If we think it might be valuable, we can just go right to add to projects. Say optimize form. And then bird feathers, we seem to have something similar here too. Add to projects, optimize form. And in this function, structural optimization, this is probably also a very valuable collection of adaptations here. So this is another one having to do with bone. We'll add this one. And this one too. And maybe we think this entire pattern, this whole page of adaptive material distribution was very valuable. Maybe we want to add the entire page to a project or to our new project. We can say add page to projects. And we'll select our new project and add it. And then we can always reference this information. Let's go back to our Home tab. And we have our new project right here, so let's click on that. And you can see it's automatically created 3 different pages for us. We have an adaptation collection. That was all the individual adaptations that we were selecting and adding to the project. We have pattern overviews, that single pattern overview that we decided to get. And then we have the entire page. And so we can look through this entire page later if we want to. We have all the resources. But let's go back to our adaptation collection. So each individual adaptation that we gathered has been added to this page. We have the detailed summary, a quick summary, our design principle. And at the bottom of this page are all the resources. And of course, we can go directly to any one of these resources just by clicking an in-text citation or by clicking one of the citations at the bottom here. Okay, so hopefully that helps a little bit with understanding how to save information in the Biomimicry Map. There's much more to come, so please stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.